Hey everybody, this is Miss Abby at the Collins Library, and today we are going to be making origami stars that we're then going to turn into some art. So to start, I'm going to show you how to make the origami stars themselves. This is the bulk of the project. What you're going to do is take a 1/2 inch wide strip of paper, and it's 1/2 inch by 11 inch, so like a regular size sheet of paper, just cut up and down real slim. So first you're going to take your strip of paper and make it so that it's very much like a knot. You have to be very gentle in this part. You don't actually want it to knot and get lumpy, but you work it through gently, and eventually it's going to make a shape like a pentagon. You can see that? You don't want this end too long because it's going to get folded in. So once it looks pretty good, you're going to make some creases on all the sides, and there you've got the first part of your strip. Then you fold over the little tail. You can tuck it in if you want. Then starting with the big one, you go against the paper behind it and you fold. Doing this backwards. So I folded it here, and then I flip, and then I fold it. And you can see that one edge is now along that one. I flip it again and I fold it, and now it's going up like this. Flip again and fold, and you're going to always want to make sure that one of the sides is along one of your edges of your pentagon, and you just keep on going, layer after layer, and eventually you will end up with just the last little bit. Then you can tuck that into the pocket right in there. And now you've got your pentagon shape. Your end may be a little bit too short or a little bit too long. You may have to trim it so that it fits nicely in one of the pockets. You don't want it sticking out the bottom. Okay, so next we want to make it puffy. So I've seen some things where you pinch the sides, but I actually really like to hold on to two of the sides and then use my thumbnail to push in. So right in between. So now we've got a little thing, and then we go to the next side. We've got our second one. We do it for all the sides. And there we've got our origami star. And now we're going to make a whole bunch of these. Included in your kits, we've got a bunch of white and colored strips of paper, and then you can make all of your stars. You may notice that when you go to do the stars, it's not going to go right. That's why I've included a few extra just in case. Every once in a while, you'll find one, the paper doesn't want to do what you want it to do, and it just sort of collapses in on itself. Sometimes you can salvage them, but not usually. It's best just to try to move on to a new one. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time just to go over it nice and slow. So you make a loop and you knot it. You don't pull it too tight. You just sort of feed the paper through. Nice short tail on this end. If I'm making this look easy, it's because I've done hundreds in preparation for this project. And there we go. Once it looks pretty good, I'm going to fold it. And included in your take and make kits, if you have a kit, I have some plain strips, and I have a number that are actually at this level. So I figured that this was the hardest step, and anybody at home may need some help with that. So then all you would have to do is the folding and the pushing in order to make the rest of yours. I also included some that were already folded into the pentagon shape, and even a couple that were pressed into the stars, so that you had examples of every stage. Okay, so next we're going to go to our folding. It's nice and tight folding along an edge, and which edge it's along is always going to flip. And then we flip, and it's going to go along this edge. They kind of go at angles. We flip, and it goes along this edge, and we flip, and then it goes back to the top edge, and then we flip, and it goes towards the bottom again, and we flip and goes that way. When you're actually doing it, you don't need to do the flip. You can just fold it along. I'm just doing this so that you can see what I'm doing. It'll save you a lot of time if you're just, folding it as you go along. Okay, so this is one that's a little bit short. I could tuck it in the pocket, but then when I go to puff it into a star, it probably will pop out and then make a mess. So I have the fold for where it was right there, and I'm just gonna rip, or you can use scissors, a little bit before that, and then I'm going to tuck it in, and we have our next pentagon. Now, I've got it by two sides, and I push in with my thumbnail. Ooh, you see that one? That one, it popped, and it's like, ooh, that doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna flatten it again, and I'm gonna try on another side. Sometimes you can salvage it like that. And let's try this one. Ooh, that one went much better. And I'll try that. That's not the prettiest, but okay, I'll try this one over here. Nope, this one is not gonna be a happy one. And this happens. This side doesn't look too bad. This side is a mess. So, when you glue it down to your project, this is gonna be your back side. But as you make your stars, you can just take the prettiest of the ones you have, because that's what we always do, right? Yeah, there we go. That one's not too bad. Okay. Okay, once you have all of your stars done, you have all of these beautiful colors, and you are given a little board. It's painted blue for you to put them on, and we are going to arrange it into a picture. Okay, so here we have all of our stars. I'm going to put the red ones on top, and I'm going to be making a rainbow with these. Oh, not an orange one. I'm silly. Okay. And you can see I like to line them up first before actually gluing them down, so that I can see how everything fits. They look kind of nice when they're kind of slotted in together. Got an ugly side, just make that the bottom. There we go. Now we've got our oranges. Next comes yellow. And if you like it just with the yellows and the oranges and the reds, or you can change up your color order if you'd like. You can decide not to include all the colors. I just put a few extra in there so that everybody can decide on their own art. So now I've got the rainbow part. Next, we're going to be doing a cloud out of the white ones. And we just make it sort of cloud shaped. You can make your cloud however you want. Kind of lumpy. Oh, that's an ugly side. We're gonna flip that guy over. There. Okay, so then what I would do is pick each of them up and glue it onto the board, and then we have our Origami Lucky Star rainbow art. So thank you for joining me for this month's adult craft class, and we hope to see you next month at the Collins Library. Thanks so much. Bye.